Hey Eddie, you're going to be at the summit, right?
I didn't hear you, broke up.
You're coming to the summit, aren't you?
No,
No.
I'm
Oh
not.
man.
I don't have a way of getting Nori to be watched, and so I'm having sitters issues. So it's okay. I love you guys from then. Remind me that I got just listings. Whoop, whoop. And I have to, and already one of them, I feel like it's already sold because the neighboring neighbors of the land want to buy it. So I'm gonna go visit them today to see what offers they would like to put for it. And then the other one, it's gonna be hard to find a price for it because it is in a flood zone and I need some help with that. So I'll message you later.
Sounds good. Well, if you're local near Orlando, you can still come to the family picnic and visit with us.
Good morning.
And you can bring Dory there.
Morning, George.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey.
Good morning, George.
Welcome. It is what is it? What's the God, it's like 8:32. I'm late today. Do you know why? Because it's a busy time at this little world right here. We're trying to put all this stuff together. And I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm glad y'all are here. Thanks so much. Yogi, good to see you, my friend. Y'all, if you get a chance.
Likewise, man.
Thanks, brother. If you get a chance, probably one of the smartest people I've ever met financially, as far as what he does. He's just incredible. When Yogi and I we've known each other for probably 10 years or so. When we were first having some earnest conversations about becoming business partners, Yogi, it's fair to say that you and I met like 3 times and not once talked about anything except financial strategies. We never got to real estate. We were talking about how to build long-term wealth. Is that fair?
That's true.
Yeah, it was hysterical. Finally, I'm like, you know what? Listen, let's not talk about our future. Let's talk about real estate right now, which is kind of completely opposite to it. But we were so into it with stocks and investments. And Yogi, you mind if I share the story about your truck a couple days after Christmas? Would that be all right?
Yeah. What's that?
So when you get the U-Haul a couple days after Christmas, visiting the bigger box stores.
Oh yeah, that's the Christmas decoration stuff on sold on Amazon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this took up an entire conversation. I thought you all appreciate this because what I want you to get today more than anything is that there's opportunities everywhere. And all of us are real estate professionals. We've got a ton of opportunities with real estate, but they're not just limited to real estate.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I bought 2 truckload back truck of stuff from Lowe's that were 75% off. I rented a cold storage and I put it in the storage and I kept it until the next year. And around September, I put it all on Amazon. I created an Amazon account and I was sold out within about 30 days. I made like 40 grand in less than 30 days. And
that includes your storage and the U-Haul and everything else. It was just a matter of processing it through, really finding the opportunities. Is that fair?
Yeah, well, it's the opportunity when it knocks, right? You only knocks once, right? And it doesn't always have to be real estate. I mean, that's our business. That's our core business. But like in everything is in life, if there's an opportunity and you don't take it up once you know it is there, then it would probably never come to you again. So. And then I did it for a few more years, and then a lot of people start doing it, and I just got out of it because it becomes a lot more work for me. So
all of this, Yogi, and this is what resonated to me very clearly. And I'm going to hold on a second because I'm jumping ahead of this one. I know that ain't Tiffany, but Joe, just to get us started, do you got any classes, any housekeeping we need to address?
Yes, I have. Thank you, George. At 10 a.m. EST, we have Icon series from 0 to 100 plus transactions per year. Also at 4 p.m. Eastern, We have Icon Series lead generation in a social digital age, and that would be in the Icon Theater as well. Thank you.
Outstanding. Do me a favor, Joe, in the chat box, drop, if you would, the GPS Summit. We have two lunches available still for the with the speakers. That is on Thursday, and it is for the lunches from 12 to 1:30. Plenty of restaurants throughout the hotel and the area, right? Or the hotel has got a ton of them. It's going to be great. But there's a private one-on-one lunch with the speakers. All the speakers will be doing this for lunch. It's like $68 or something ridiculous because the hotel just robs blind. But that's not the issue. The issue or the important part is you're one-on-one, face-to-face with these like mega icon agents. All of them are just remarkable. And we're going to have deep conversations in there. Private conversations. You've got an hour of their time, an hour plus or minus, uninterrupted. There are two left. Once they're done, they're done. That's it. Also, if you're not going to come to the summit, why? What's stopping you? You have goals. That's the topic of the conversation today. This is a vehicle towards those goals. In fact, to tell you just how awesome this is going to be, this conversation right now is shaping my goals conversation. So I want lots of input today. You guys are going to help me do a better job on talking about goals. Tyler Standish, good to see you, man. I love that name. Doesn't it sound like Tyler Durgan? Every time I see his name, I'm like, I feel like we're in Fight Club or something. And, you know, don't fight with them, guys. I'm just warning you. What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Seriously, just the coolest name in the world. It really is. If you can do it, put your faces on. I want to see. I need the feedback today. I need some real positive mojo. If you haven't figured it out, I am freaking out stressed right now. And I'm doing that because so much is riding on this. This is your success. It's your goals that we're going to talk about today. So Yogi, if I can transition back, sorry, I got to do this one more time. If you haven't bought your tickets, buy your tickets like today, because we're closing it out at the end of the day. We have to. We've got to get everything done and set up. Lunch is pretty much gone. If you've got the last shot at this one, by all means, do it. You need to consider coming here because it's going to make a difference in your business and your well-being. That's the purpose. Energy begets energy. Motion continues to move. I said that just completely wrong, but you get the idea. If you get momentum, momentum carries on. Let's spend 30 seconds on momentum. In real estate, it takes 90 days to create momentum. What you do now will come to you 90 days later. And now that's not an absolute. Of course, you can have things that happen right now. It immediately pops, but there's a really good chance that it takes a little momentum. And once you get that going, it will carry on. Momentum really is caused by continual habits. And in real estate, most of the time, it's repetitious boredom. So think about this. If you know what you need to do, that means you need to have a really good schedule that supports your goal. And I guarantee you, if you follow your schedule, you're going to be bored. It's not going to be exciting. It's not new. It's not like, I'll try this. There's no shiny objects, and you can't chase these little bastards around. You just do what you got to do, which will actually get you to your goals.
George, can I interrupt and share something with you?
Absolutely.
So, I focus most on the investment side of real estate, and those are the calls that I normally make every day, right? So
Right.
About 35 days ago, I decided to get Mojo, and I've started to lead generate for traditional listings to be able to, for folks that is on my downline, to show them how easy, traditional real estate is if you did what you just mentioned, right? Be committed and consistently do it on a daily basis, right? And in those 30 days, I've made something like 6,000 some dials. I've talked to maybe 350 people, and there's about 4 listings. There's actually 2 signed listings I got out of it so far, and about 9 people that possibly would sell their house or investment property once their tenant moved out within the next 3 to 5 months.
They just told you when they're selling.
Yes. I mean, these are people
Yeah.
these are people who don't even know me, right? But it happens that, if you consistently do it every single day, you never know who's going to pick the phone up the next day. I would answer that phone, and it's kind of crazy that one guy talked and he said, you know what, I'm going to pick up the keys from my tenant today. They moved out yesterday, and I'm going to do a walkthrough. and I'm gonna put it up in the market for sale.
And that's no, to be fair, Yogi, I think this, because we touched on this one where it's not like, it doesn't always happen right away. You're building
Yeah.
momentum, but that did happen. And sometimes you're going to get that lay down where it's, wow, come list me. I'm ready. You know, honey, guess what? The realtor's on the call. How is that God jumping in?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of it. And we did this too, Yogi. We did a lot of circle prospecting. And I'm going to tell you guys something. We dropped the ball on it. So you'll get this. Yogi's 30 days into momentum, and he's showing that this happens. And you're picking up times and dates and nothing else of when they're ready to sell, correct?
Correct. Yes, and not only that too, you're having the opportunity to add to your database, right? So the script that I've made up is basically, look, if you have a home for sale or you don't, do you know anyone else who may have a home they will consider selling within the next 60 to 90 days, right? And then you have conversation with someone, look, it's my only home. I am not going to sell it. Can I follow up with you sometime at a later date to check in when you may consider selling it sometime in the future? And there are individuals who say, yeah, you know what, just call me a year from now or 6 months, right? And that's when you have the door open. Hey, can I have an email address for you, or can I verify if the email I have on file is correct for you? And you add them to your database. What happens? They become now a contact in your database that you've never had.
So we had something, it was along the lines of that, Yogi, and it was because Yogi's, as you guys can figure this, Yogi's very, very good on the phone. He's literally made his living finding properties that are that are off market, and has been massively successful in his investing career in a lot of areas. So it's really just awesome that he's on the call. Here's the results that we had, Yogi. This is about 4 or 5 years ago. Jackie and I started with our team. We started calling and do circle prospecting. We liked it. It was a little more engaging for us. And that's where you're calling around pendings and solds. And you can do that through, as Yogi mentioned, something called Mojo Dialer. But we started doing circle prospecting, and our whole mission was, we were saying, we want to know when they're going to sell. Think about the dynamic. We don't want them to sell right now. I mean, of course we do, but we want to know, our mission on the call is to find out what life event is going to trigger a sale for them. We didn't tell them that, but that was our goal. We put down, and we would tag these people. They go right in the database, as Yogi said, and we would tag them with, let's say it was September or 2018 September. Well, we had probably 100 of those people in our database that had given us the timeframes at which they want to sell. About 2 years later, Jackie went back and started looking at it and was livid. 80% of them sold within 3 months of when when they said they would. So think about this. If you can find somebody, anybody, anywhere, and have a conversation, I love this one. Write this down if you can. Are you living in your forever home? Yogi, it might work with you as well when you're having that conversation. It's a great way for them to go, oh yeah, I'm going to stay here. No, eventually we'll move. What's going to cause that? Do you see where we're going with this? Are you living in your forever home? Such a great line.
Yeah, and I think that would be a great line for people who say, yeah, this is my home and I live here, right? You know, that would be a nice intro. Hey, you know what? Is that your forever home? You know, would you possibly in the future, consider, selling that one and buy something else, right? I know, and sometimes it does open conversation. Like there's a gentleman I spoke with a couple of days ago, about a week ago, in Laureate Park, who owns a townhome, right? And I called him to ask him if he's going to sell the home, and he said, you know what? We've been thinking about selling it and buying a home with a yard in Laureate Park. And I started to engage a conversation for 45 minutes, right? Just with that one individual. Now, we are looking for a home for him in Laureate Park, where he will sell his townhome and buy that home. Now, the home that he's looking for specifically, I don't know if it is something that will come up anytime soon, but at least it's an opportunity, right? And you never know when it will come along.
Yep, I love it. Now, the question that you brought up, Yogi, and we didn't really dive into it, but for all of y'all, consider this. And then I'm going to jump back into the goals section of the conversation. Is Yogi said very clearly, they said, well, follow up in a year. If you don't practice repetitive boredom and have a way, a system, a tool, I'm encouraging KV Core. For most of us, it's free. So why the heck wouldn't you use it? It's great. But you have to have the ability to follow up. Yogi, that information is completely useless with you. You can gather their email and everything else, but if you do nothing with it, you might as well just throw it out. Is that fair?
Right. But again, and that's where, what you guys teach newer agents is important, right? they become a part of your database from that day. Then you engage them in an 8x8 or a 33 touch, right? You know, and there's so much that will happen behind the scenes that they will never understood why it's happening, right? You know, and again, you know, some of these folks will be, yeah, I got an email from you last week. Well, I didn't even remember there was an email sent to them, but it was sent for KV Core. You know, so yeah, I mean, that's the key factor. Absolutely. You have to put them on an 8x8 or a 33 touch, because if you don't, then it's very unlikely that, you know, you are going to be the guy who they may chose to sell a home with in the future and stuff.
So I want to share something with everybody, and this will probably come up at the summit as well. We're going to dive into it a little bit deeper. I'd like you guys to take a look at this. Let me show you if I can do it. Bear with me. I think I can. I think I can. Wow.
And one more thing, George, and if there's anyone on this call who maybe consider like getting into the dialer, and again, I have no benefits of telling people about getting the dialer, but you know, I've always dialed by hand, right? When I was in for investment property, but you know, I was always encouraged by you to get a dialer, and never decided to get it until about 45 days ago. But most people, when they get the dialer, what they end up doing, they end up going buy and subscribe for lists, right? Well, you know, we have had this conversation many times before. All of the lists is right in IMAPs. All you need to do is to be able to get, you know, the skip trace, pay for the skip trace from Mojo, or, you know, one of these dialers that you subscribe to, and they will pull the phone numbers for you. So you never have to buy another list again. And you can get lists for zip codes in neighborhoods that you live in, you know, zip codes surrounding where you know, specific communities that you're lead generating, you know, and you can pretty much do whatever you chose to from IMAPs, where you put all those lists of homes, you know, that doesn't have any mortgages, homes that do have mortgages, homes that have not sold in the last 5, 10, 15 years. I mean, you can do, you know, whatever you chose to that you feel that may work for you. And a lot of it will come from, you know, turnover in the neighborhoods. So
outstanding. Appreciate that, Yogi. Guys, I want you to see this. We're talking about your database and how do I work my database, or how do I have all this stuff? Because the begging question that pops up for everybody is this. It's like, so I put it into my database, but what do they actually get? I don't really know what, you know, well, it's not set up. I don't have anything. It doesn't work. It's never going to work. It's awful. What do they do? It's wrong. So I want to challenge all of you that every single one of you, myself included, it's on my calendar. Every single one of you has to have some time to work on your business. What Yogi is talking about is spot on accurate, but it's going to require, for you to reach your goals, it's going to require some discipline. And the best way for discipline is going to be your data, or excuse me, is going to be your calendar. It will tell you what to do so you can stop thinking about it. Now, this is the sweet spot for what I have in my world. If y'all can see this yellow line right through here, where there's 4 things on here, it's on the business from 11 to 12 every day, except this week. This week is completely a mess. This is this week. It's just a nightmare. Yeah, there's nothing in there that's worth looking at. Every single day from 11 to 12, I work on the business, and I'm done for the rest of the day. Now, if I have appointments and things like that, yeah, I actually go through them. That's exactly right. We have our calls. I have my prospecting hours from 10 to 11. Here's the thing. I have extremely clear goals. Extremely clear. They're in my wallet. If you go to the summit, you'll get a goal, you'll get something to put your goals on too. And I want you to write them down for 2022. But I know what my goals are. I have them all over the place. I know what every day is supposed to look like. Has anybody here seen me miss a morning call? There was a call that I was responsible for. Have I ever said, oh crap, I just forgot I didn't make it? It's been 3 years we've been doing this. Do you know why? It's on my schedule. And it's part of my goals, because this is the weird part. You're going to get this. I hope you guys get this clearly. I know I speak for Tom and for Tony and Fred and for and I use them as examples just because they're heavily involved, and for Tiffany. My goal, one of the main driving goals, is for you to reach your goal, because ultimately that helps, that benefits. Your success is my success. I showed you my schedule because I wanted you to see that it's that flipping boring. but that's the way I reach my goals. Yogi, because you and I are going back and forth on this one. Do you just make up a time when you're on the phone? Or, I mean, it's because it's probably just, whenever you feel like it. It's not really scheduled or anything. You don't have a plan or an action set, do you?
No, it's from 8 to 12 every day. While I'm listening to you, I'm dialing numbers right now. So, and then I mute you when somebody comes on the phone. So that's the
Wow.
truth.
So you're just winging it, man. There's no purpose or anything. It's all fake, right? Y'all get this? You
Right.
can do anything you want to do. If your goals are
Rahul is
big
a
enough.
witness. He's here.
I
He wants to
dude,
start doing it. So that's true.
how cool is that? Literally, he's got a partner hanging out with him, watching and experiencing, visualizing through Yogi's actions what is happening. I love that, Yogi. Milton does that a lot with some people. They'll say they want to participate in his prospecting to get a feel for it. Milton, like you, is extremely disciplined and very good. Listen, none of you.
Not only that, he has to be committed for the rest of the week, from now until Friday, to be here from 8 to 12 every day. And I will know by Friday if this is something he really wants to do. Because if he's not here at 8 and he's not here until 12, that means he's not really interested in doing it, because that tells me that he's thinking about scheduling anything else and everything else other than the time he should be lead generating. So,
oh, you know what? That's a really good point. I hope you guys are getting this. This is going a little bit off topic of where we're going. What's up, man? Good to see you. Glad you're there. Listen, don't quit. Don't quit. The good stuff comes after a little bit of pain and discomfort. Here's a part that's kind of cool. You'll notice on my schedule, my doctor's appointments are afternoon. You won't, but if you did, that you take a look at it, that's the case. You'll notice on my schedule that there are no home inspections in the morning. To be fair, that will override once in a while, but I'll make adjustments and I'll move what I'm overriding to the latter part of the day. So I got a much longer day that's not as much fun for me. I prefer to do my things in the afternoon. I want you to consider that my appointments with me are more important than anything else I can do. And for some of us, myself included, your appointment to exercise every day is probably the most important one, because ultimately your goals won't be reached if you're in bed and you're not healthy. Okay, no judgments whatsoever. Tyler, I don't want to hear it from you. Okay, we get it. That's great. You're a Fight Club guy. I know how it works. We're good. Sorry, dude. Got to throw it out at you. I just can't get over how cool the name is. Guys, anything you want to achieve is possible if you have an action plan. And your first step is going to be having these goals. So this is what we're going to cover at the summit. We're going to spend about a little bit of time. I'm going to dive into the goals section of the world, because the goals that you set for next year are going to be set right now. Here is a strong recommendation. Hold on. The only thing that gets on my schedule in this time frame is something that is literally critical to my success. There is a business planning clinic from 10 until, I put down 2:15 because of the extra time, on Thursday. Everything gets moved. I happen to know the person who's teaching this class, and this business planning clinic is exactly what I want to talk about, or what I want to experience in my world, what I want to focus on. I need clear goals and I need clear objectives for how I'm going to reach them. You are going to backwards work this. Now, Tom is going to be leading this class. He's done it for like 10 years. He is a master of it. It is a long, in-depth 3-hour class on how to build your business goals and your business plan for 2022. There'll be a lot more coming out about this Monday, actually. I will tell everybody on the call, we're doing our damnedest to have it Zoom, but we're not going to Zoom it until the class is filled up, because we need the energy in the class to transfer through. You want to attend
George,
this? Yeah,
real
Tom.
quick. Listen, I'm proud of myself. I've never done this. I was trying to do an Eventbrite and I had an account and I didn't even know I had one. So my old assistant used to do it for me. But anyways, I put that up there, do the Eventbrite. So that way there we know how many people are attending. I know that you click going on the event for the team master page, but click the link, and then you can also share that off with some of the individuals that you would like to bring as a guest.
Where is it? Where is it, Tom?
The link is right attached to the team GPS under event for the class.
It's on
Okay,
Facebook, right?
in the Team GPS, in the Facebook
Yeah,
group.
Facebook, correct.
All right,
thanks
can
for
you
that.
drop it in here in the chat box, please?
Yep, I'll drop it in there right now. Morning.
Do me a favor, Joe, grab this when he drops it in there so that you have it. I want to make sure we send that out to everybody in a text message, probably Friday midday, so that they can have that after we get through the summit. So what he's doing, by the way, Rob, killer, Rob, thank you. Abrams, best opener is, out of curiosity, if you could move anywhere, and why is that? And wait for them to answer and just stop. Do you know that if you stop talking, people will fill it with space? We see it here all the time. Why wouldn't it happen in real life? Think about this. So if you could move anywhere, where would it be? And more importantly, why? That's a fun question. And if you just shut up, they'll talk. Now, there's a conversation, or somebody asked a question in here. Bonnie did, I think, Benita, excuse me. It's, where do these come from? We talk about these scripts all the time, and they're applicable to your business immediately. I'm going back to goals. I'll carry this on more. If you're not going to make it to the summit, you're going to miss some stuff a lot. Make sure you get there. This is your last chance to do this, guys. Make the commitment in your business. And truthfully, it doesn't benefit me one way or another. Well, it does. Your success does. There's no financial benefit to you coming from me. It's not like it changes the barometer or anything. I think we're pretty much even at this point. We're totally cool. You need to be there because it's for your own business. The only person not allowed to come is Jonathan Master. That's it. Sorry, John. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
I'll watch it on the video.
Right, there you go. Yeah, there'll be no videos of this. We are filming it again. And the happy hour is the fun part, which doesn't apply to Jonathan at all, because Jonathan is smart enough not to imbibe anymore. Folks, your goal has to be big. Your goal can't be something you're going to reach in 3 months. Set a big one. But more importantly, after you figure out what you want, work backwards. We covered this and Steve Powers will be here. I think it was Steve that covered this with us on deconstructing your goals. If you start with a big goal of, let's say, 50 homes sold, 50 closings, and that's a 3-year plan. Well, what does the 2-year look like? And then the 1 year. I would challenge everybody here to have right now, start thinking of your 3 or 5 year goal. What does your world look like when you reach that goal? And it needs to be big. I'm going to tell you mine, just because in 3 years, 3,000 agents in the GPS group. Now that comes from supporting everybody in what they're doing. In 3 years, 50 FLQA agents, because that's my main focus. In 3 years, it is Jackie's and my singular mission to be able to refer out 100 sales to our agent partners, qualified sales at close. Now, if you do the math on how that works, that means our real estate business actually increases, selling homes through referrals, but we don't have to do it. So we're offered some freedom. The other parts of it, we'll talk about more, and you get the idea of it. Those are my particular goals. What are yours? Is yours, I want to sell 40 homes in 3 years. You can do that with your eyes closed, but it's going to take a really boring, repetitive schedule. It's going to take that schedule supporting your goals. You're going to make little progress. And then it's going to get faster and bigger, and holy smoke, it continues to work. I wrote something down on my board because it was so important to me. I'm like, I wanted to make sure I shared this. Don't forget this one, because this is how you go to business planning clinic. This is why you continually change your goals. Your goals are going to move. Your end goal may not, but your 6-month goal, your 1-month goal, your 1-week goal, your today goal will. Here's what I wrote down. The reality is, if something works now, there is an extremely high probability it won't in the future. Here's an example of that. Be clear about this, because we are in an evolving market for sure. Things are changing. Right now, Zillow, OfferPad, Opendoor are selling homes left, right, and center. They're picking up all the seller sides. In a declining market where the prices or the inventory goes up, which we're starting to experience, and the prices, through whatever reason, change and are not as aggressive, they lose market share dramatically. Buyers and sellers, usually this is three things they're interested in. First, these are the only three options: less time, more money, fewer aggravations. Currently, and that's your mission statement. And your goal is which one are we going to figure out? Which one is the priority to them? A lot of times we can solve a couple at one time. Right now, Zillow, Opendoor, OfferPad solve the less time and fewer hassles. And quite frequently, a lot of the times they're actually, because it's an increasing market, they're able to satisfy the money one too, where it's more money. But think about a market where the homes are on the market for 4 or 5 months. Prices are in a decline, or more importantly, they're stabilized and they have to make price adjustments. The time's off the table. You know what works in time? Skill set. Now, there's a lot more to this, but what I want you to hear clearly is that your goal doesn't change, but your strategy has to. What works right now may not work shortly. I used to do TV marketing. I was marketing, this is 2007 and 8. I ran a commercial on TV where I said, your home sold in 45 days or I'll step in and pay the mortgage until it does. I'm not going to have a conversation about all that. Everybody wants to know about it. It's the wrong time of the market. We'll get to it in a little bit. Here's the question though, or here's the thing. That was 2007 and it worked very well. I listed and sold 150 listings that year. 2008, it didn't work anymore. I couldn't maintain that. And they weren't selling their home. They were in foreclosure environment at this point. The market changes that quickly. We dropped very quickly, as you all may or may not know, but whatever, God, that was 13 years ago, however long it will go was. The market went into a huge shift. So we had to adapt, and you're going to have to as well, but it didn't change the goals. And that's what I want you to be clear on right now. What are your goals? Show up next Thursday. You'll actually find a way to reach them. What are your goals? Get your butt to the summit and surround yourself by people that have massive energy that'll feed you and your energy. Besides the fact that it's just a heck of a lot of fun, it's a complete business write-off. What are your goals that support your family? This is a negotiation strategy. It's called the 3. You have really 3 choices, it seems. You can do exactly the same thing you're doing right now and end up in exactly the same place 3 years from now. Or you can choose to change everything and get out of this business and get another job that's 9 to 5 and have people telling you what to do all the time. Or you can simply put some good goals together and work towards those goals every day and still have the freedom. Which one's going to be easiest for you? Now, every single person here is in their mind thinking, well, I don't want it to stay the same. So I'm not going to get a day job because that's ridiculous. I have no freedom. And so the easiest one is the 3rd. By the way, that's the normal response. Everybody will pick the 3rd. It gives you an opportunity to disqualify the first 2 a little bit. I need all of you to make an internal commitment to yourself that you will put pen to paper now or very, very soon. Put down my goals on paper. And today, come up with a 3 or a 5-year goal that is financially driven for sure. This is your business. Remember, we're in business. Every single person on this call, God bless you. I love you all to death. I promise you, you are not doing this because you absolutely love it and you would do it for free. You're doing it with a financial means at the end, which is a freedom for you. Do y'all get that? There is a freedom attached to a financial position. It may be a different word or whatever. So I want you to put down your goals, but don't put down, I want to sell 50 homes. What does that look like financially to you? Because here's the really cool little secret, talking about bringing it around full circle. When you kind of just bring it down to the essence, for me, it's $500,000 a year after taxes. Or I'm just being transparent. I'm not there, absolutely not. But at that point, I can live the life I choose to live as long as I have passive income or some form of additional income coming in. And I'm going to do the Yogi strategy, and I'm going to invest in homes, invest in stocks, as Yogi and I have talked about for years. And that's part of my long-term strategy. What's yours? Because when you say 50 homes, that pigeonholes you into one area. Let's put down a number, because what would happen, hear me on this one, what would happen if you said, I know what I'm looking for. It's $150,000 a year. They're just throwing out a random number. And you're thinking, I got to sell 30 homes to get there, or whatever that number may be. But what you missed out on is you may have an opportunity during the course of the next 3 years to buy a quadruplex that generates $3,000 a month for you. That's 36,000 of your 150. Don't pigeonhole yourself to one, but give it the real essence of what it is. And then what does that number look like, and deconstruct it, go backwards. If you have a number of $100,000 and your average sale price in your market is, let's say, $300,000, round it up, say it's $10,000 or even $9,000 a sale. Okay, that's 10 homes. If your market is a little bit lower, a little bit higher, do the adjustments. What does that look like? But you can't do that. We're saying, I want to sell 50 homes. No, that's not true. You want the results of what 50 homes in your current situation would look like. Imagine if the prices drop dramatically. Now that number becomes really important, because it's not the 50 homes, it's the process, or it's the result of those. I'm going to challenge everybody here not to be pigeonholed into thinking that you're just a real estate agent and that's all you get to do. Write your goals, whatever they may be, and find out what that looks like to you and to your family, and have that be clear. And the reason I want it to be 3 years out is because there's a very good chance you're super aggressive, I'm going to kick the crap out of this goal, is not a 1 year strategy. But I am positive, with the right schedule, with the right discipline, with repetitive boredom being an ally and friend of yours, your 3 year goal is attainable without question. Will you do the work? So for the people that I can see, all of you, just everybody give me your eyes, look at me. For the people I can see, I want to ask you this question. And you just give me a nod of the head or a shake of the head so I can see it, all right? Because I get the reactions on this one. Do you have a financial number in your mind for 3 years? If you could say, I got one, I'm pretty comfortable. It's not permanent, but I've got a pretty good idea. Does everybody I can see have a 3 year financial number or what they want to make 3 years from now, like their big dream goals? Everybody have one? Shake your head if you do. Just a ballpark. Okay, a couple of you do. I appreciate that. So here's the question. If you set up a schedule that supported those goals, y'all with me so far? Give me a shake of the head if you do. Okay. And I stood behind you every single day, keeping you accountable to the goal or to the schedule that you set up and the actions that you said are required. Now, you're only allowed to do that work until 12 o'clock every day. If I stood right behind you 5 days a week, 44 weeks a year, I want you to take at least 2 months off. If I stood behind you doing it, would you reach your goals in 3 years? Yes or no? So the question is, do we have the discipline to get us where we want to go? And I need you guys to set big, hairy, ostentatious goals. I want it to be massive. And if you fall a little short, okay, but think of it this way. What happens if you reach it? And again, you just said, we all agree, you can reach your goals. Every one of you. It sounds like I've got a lot of work to do and I'll be going house to house over the next couple of years, but we can get, by the way, you do not want me standing behind you at all. Because it's not pretty. I throw water at people. I'm kidding. I don't. Think about this, guys. We just owned it. We said we can do it if we set it up. I'm looking at my schedule. Do you know why? Because it's right there. I will tell you that at 9:30, no matter what, I'm done. I have to be. I switch. I switch over. I've got another goal that needs to be attended, and it needs my attention every day of the week. I can make excuses, but I'm not going to get where I need to be. I'm 55 years old. I know. Everybody thinks it's like 35. I get that. Appreciate that. Compliments are taken. God bless you. I'm 55 years old. The average man lives to 78. I got a hell of a lot of fun to have, and I got to do it quicker than a lot of you do. Jonathan, you're screwed, dude. There's nothing you can do about it. What I'm getting at, guys, What I'm getting at is that every one of us has something we really want. The question is, will you work for it? First, you're going to have to write it down. And then let's go backwards and figure out what 2 years look like and 1 year looks like. And what does today have to look like? I've got a pretty good idea of mine, but I'll tell you what, on the 23rd, I will be in Tom's class with pen and paper because it is the best class I've ever taken. I've taken it many times. I take it all the time. I used to take it with Keller Williams constantly. They charged you for it though, which was just mind-boggling why they did that. But I mean, a great class. We fill up that room. I think we could put 45 people in the room. We're going to try and Zoom it out so that everybody can attend via Zoom. So be aware of it. The link is in there. You do want to register, but don't do it just yet. Let me make sure I can register first. Just kidding. Go ahead, register right away. That's it. That's my goal conversation. Folks, today, right now, make a commitment for your business. Pretend I'm standing behind you. If you're not going, get your ass to the summit. You'll be surrounded by people that you want to be around. What is stopping you? Oh, I don't know. I can't afford it. Maybe you're just not interested in success, which is totally cool. I get that. I am floored that people aren't seeking an opportunity to be around some of the best of the best. But that's it for it. Joe, do me a favor, drop in there again, if you would, the lunch. If we have those left, we may or may not. If it's sold out, it'll be sold out. Drop in there the summit as well, just so everybody has it. If you needed to get it as well, My Morning Mindset at the bottom of the front page is the GPS Summit as well as additional events. Click on the GPS Summit one. You can get it right there. Today is the last day. We are closing it when we're done today. We are done. And then we're getting ready for it. What lunch?
Hey,
Click on that link. It'll explain it to you. So, Robert, what's up?
Summit starts tomorrow,
Summit starts on Thursday.
Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday. Yep. From 10 o'clock Thursday morning till 4 o'clock, and then rolls right into a happy hour, of course. Then we have a late night mastermind at around 9 o'clock after dinner for everybody on Thursday. Friday morning starts at 9 o'clock, and we are done at 1 o'clock. We'll get everybody home, or if you want to, enjoy the hell out of Orlando or hit the beaches, man. I mean, it's a weekend. And remember, your trip is paid for. It is a business write-off. Y'all get that? This is a business write-off. If you're coming, even if you're driving, Robert, if you live right next to it, your travel time and what you're doing at that summit and the masterminds you may have down at Cocoa Beach for the day on Saturday, that's a business trip, dude. That's you're planning. This is goal set right here, brother. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, come on, guys. This is for you. I'm not sure which one is which. I think the lunch is on top of it. All right, let's open it up for anybody. Thank you guys for sticking with me, and I appreciate you letting me rant. For tomorrow, anybody that has a topic that they want covered, I am not thinking about anything for tomorrow, just because I've got enough going on. So I'm open to any topics of conversation. Shoot me a text and say, hey, let's talk about this, and I'll pick the one that seems to resonate the most, so that I don't have to do a lot of planning. And we're just going to do a quick conversation tomorrow. And then I've got to go because Jeff is flying in, Brent's flying in, Sheila, Elizabeth, Jaime Resendez is coming in, Shannon Pyatt's coming. They're all starting to show up tomorrow. So anyway, hope you got the hat. They're actually right there behind that chair. You can't actually see them. That's the everything being packed up place right there as we're getting ready for it. All right. Tom's class. It's up a little bit further up. Melanie, do me a favor, Joe, drop Tom's in there one more time. And I'm going to open the mic up while I register for the business planning class. Make sure I'm all set. Nobody's got anything. Awesome. I
Well,
think we did a good job. Hello.
I don't want to say anything. I'm just going to tell you thank you so much. Information is always, always, always on point and always needed. And thank you.
Wow, that's very, very cool. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It truly is a labor of love. I love doing this. I love what we do together. You guys energize me so much. Big goals. I'm in.
Hey, can you drop the link for the summit tickets?
Yep. Joe, summit link, drop it down. Look at
You
this.
said today's the last day to buy the ticket.
Yep. Get your tickets today, Holly. Today's the last day. Truthfully, guys, the reason we're doing that is we've got to create the lanyards. We've got to make sure the hotel is fully prepared. There's just a lot that we have to do. Sorry, I just got a text from my ex about my son, so it just flashed in front of me. And it gives us a full count. Make the commitment. It's for you. Hi, Holly.
I'm gonna really try to come. I didn't think I could make it because I just didn't want to leave the babies again. I traveled and had my fun, and I felt bad to leave them again. But coincidentally, we are actually going to Orlando, like Thursday. So I don't know, maybe we can leave early. But we are buying a truck down there, an SUV. So it just so happens I actually am going down there, and my husband's coming too. So I am gonna see if there's a way I can swing this.
Holly, it's
that would
Robert.
be awesome.
If you get there, there is a pass sitting at the table that says Kazazian guest. It is to ensure that whoever shows up without a ticket gets through the door.
Right on. Get your tickets, boys and girls. Get your tickets. Business planning clinics in here. The links are here. So I've got people going, when is it? What's the day? What's the schedule? Click on the link. See what it tells you. A lot of the information's in there. Business planning clinic is next Thursday.
It's not at the summit.
No,
Correct.
it's not at the summit. This Thursday and Friday is the summit. Business planning is the following week. Don't confuse them. The dates are on there. Please take a look at it. And Tom didn't do it actually correctly. He's saying it's from 9 a.m. on Thursday to 12 p.m. on Friday. So he'll probably edit that. Trust me on this. It's around 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll get started at, I think, 9:30 is what I understand with that. And it's definitely something you want to do. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to turn it over. Is Tiffany, are you on here? Real Tiff? Anybody? Daryl?
She's been kidnapped.
She's so busy right now. So busy. Holy crap. All right. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cut this one short today, which means I'm going to get back to work and finish doing my planning. Thank you guys for your help. You helped me do a better job in 2 days. Thank you. We'll see you all at the summit. Don't miss
Thank
this.
you so
It's all
much.
for you. You're welcome, guys. God bless y'all. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Stop the
you.
recording, Joe, please. If you haven't already.